For sure. For sure. Hello again. All right. Come on. Come. Oh, I'm drawing. Let's go ahead and, oh, I took away my trend lines too. So how do you know it's breaking out? Well, let's do this again. So basically, you can connect these trend lines here. Oh, and then this one is basically here. And so what we have now is that it's breaking above. Now you could argue and say, well, maybe that's going off of this candle. Well, the objective is to touch as many touch points, and that's why we're trying to connect this one here too. So you'll bring it down, connecting those touch points. It could even come lower, like we said, and touch even, you know, this one right here. But regardless, we'll go ahead and be conservative. Just say that this is probably the most accurate. And then what we've got, and guys, remember, I told you it would basically need to break out by this point, right? And this point keeps getting further every time I redo this. So we're looking at like 7 o'clock at the latest, but it's, you know, normally it breaks out before it gets to the end. Normally it breaks out before it gets to the end. And that's what it's doing, but it already did it, remember, and then it already did it down here too. So what we're looking for is more of a more substantial break to the upside. And because this is on a 15-minute chart, let's see if it's on the hour chart. It is indeed on the hour chart. So basically, it is broken to the upside on the hour chart. Let's see the 4-hour chart. Probably modify my that's looking good. On the 4-hour chart, trying to see. Wonder if I would just need to go back to this. It's hard to say. Probably here. Yeah, on the 4-hour chart, it's basically, where is it? Oh, it's on this candle here, I guess. So on the 4-hour chart, I guess it's still inside the trend lines. But on the hour chart, see, that's what's weird. And this is where I need a trader in here. It might be a more confirmed breakout on the longer chart periods, but I'm not even touching these candles on the 15-minute deal. And so That's why it would have to be more along this range on this job. What do you guys think? Give me some comments. Give me some feedback. Who's a trader in here? OB. Yeah, we've talked about this, Thor. I think that, you know, my natural mind, I would, you know, suggest that I would say the same thing, that, you know, lost a bit of money. But remember, this is about stewarding the prophetic. And we've talked about how God knows the end from the beginning. And he knew everything that we were going to do before we did it. And he still gave the insight when he did. And so the reason is because he's doing more than what meets the eye. And so we have to continue to trust this same God who is the one that's giving us the insights anyway. And so if we find we have fallen short, then we know that he's going to cause us to recover on the back end, basically. And that's why I believe that he's even giving he bought at 48. Well, I mean, then you're counting on the uptick. Scotizo said it looks good. Typically 2 hills form before a break. But I guess my question was, what are we referring to on the difference between the 4-hour, the 1-hour, and the 15-minute? Because if I look at the 15-minute chart, these candles touch these trend lines, and it looks like it's breaking out. Yeah, this has got to be the right trend lines, guys, because you can tell it's even resisting it right now. Look, it's back basically on the line. So why is it, though? This is my question. Why is it that on the 15-minute chart, we see all of this stuff happening where it's basically, you know, attacking these lines perfectly? And we can see there's even a resistance here on the 15-minute line because it's consistent here. But then when you go to the hour, it pretty much shows the same thing. It's like, yep, it's showing a breakout. But then when you go to the 4-hour, for some reason, it's inside the middle. No, maybe not. No, maybe not. Okay, that's what it is. It hadn't registered the 4-hour candle yet, maybe. Because look. Oh, no, never mind. No, that's what I'm going at, is now I'm not touching the ends of the candles. So I have to move my trend line. So now that I've moved it, it's still showing a breakout, though. It's still showing a breakout. So why wasn't it a moment ago? I don't know. But either way, here's the good news. At this point, it doesn't even matter. Huh? At this point, it doesn't even matter. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't even matter because we just figured it out. So, all right. See, now I moved that trend line. All right, I'm going back. Because remember, it's not touching these touch points anymore. So I got to bring it down. I don't know. They say the more touch points, the stronger it is. And that's why I'm doing this, because it touches this one, it touches this one, comes closer to this one. Anyway, you be the judge. I'm just sitting at my desk getting some work done today, guys. And because I keep looking at the price, it keeps provoking me to come on here and do these lives. So here's where we're at. And if you look here, that's let me see if you guys can even see what I'm looking at. That's what we've seen occur. Now we're down here now, but we were up here. So what we're looking at and this is a good sign too. Let me show you this. Because just as, you ready for this? Just as this bottom trend line was going this way, remember? And then we had to change it because now it started going upward on the bottom. Now, if you open this up towards the end here, now you could take this trend line and even say it's going sharper upward. You see that? This is actually very, and that's why what happens when you watch the charts for the longer, the more you look at these things, the more you'll see things you never saw before. And so now I'm going to show you the progression if I can. So this was the first bottom trend line right here. Then we ended up modifying it because now we ended up seeing this over here. And now that we've progressed in the timeline, look at what has started occurring back from 11 o'clock this morning. This is a very, very sharp upward momentum, which remember, I had told you was a bullish pattern because basically it shows that the selling pressure is decreasing and the buying is increasing, meaning the candles keep getting higher, peaking higher, and the bottom, the bottom is getting also higher and higher and higher, which means the sell pressure is losing power. And so it's really about to break out, guys. I believe. Now, remember, they say nothing is guaranteed in trading, right? And I'm not even a trader. I'm a profit buyer and a profit seller. I like this. When in doubt, zoom out. Trade like a pro's been on here before. That's why trading is tough. I prefer swinging, but everything looks very bullish. New high, small caps breaking out, BTC probably breaking out tonight, then XLM and XRP. So do you know when to buy? Yes. Not now. This is like, this is when things are at the upward position. You should have bought earlier on, right? However, if you're following the prophetic, you might say that this is still a good spot to get in, especially if you believe that it's going to go to 67 cents, like Ryan Cunningham said, 80 cents, like David Williams, and so on and so forth. So 48 cents, even though that's cheap, more expensive than where we're at now, that would still be a good entry if you are going to be able to get out at, 65 cents, for example. So that's what we've been talking about the past couple days, is that Ethereum is normally the first coin to pump, which it's been pumping. And whoops, what was this? Okay, praise the Lord. Paul has been blessed in how God has used me, and he gives him all the praise and glory. He wants to express his thanks. And so, glory be to God. Glory be to God. Amen. Amen. Look at that. The traders following the prophetic. This is a good and exciting posture to have for sure. Trump family is all in with Ethereum. Go figure. Somebody said that earlier on one of my lives. I wasn't aware of that. Is the Trump family all in on Ethereum? Multiple sources suggest the Trump family, particularly through their crypto firm, World Liberty Financial, has significant holdings and investments in Ethereum. Okay. Was there any news like, is there any news that basically has the Trump family all in on Ethereum? Just trying to get some more, validation on this. Let me ask Grok. Did you guys hear Grok got shut down yesterday? Did you hear why it got shut down? That's pretty crazy, y'all. Grok got shut down. Heard some people talking about a downturn from the 22nd of this month, that a huge nosedive forms around the 31st or from around the 31st. What are you saying here? Because you started saying a downturn from the 22nd. Maybe you're saying, and then a huge nosedive from the 31st. Is that right? That would actually make a lot of sense because remember, the Lord showed me that XRP would go from 240 to 140 like almost instantly. And that's why, okay, so I got it correctly. So that's why I have said that when I watch XRP going down, that I come out and I warn everybody once again, like, guys, please remember, if this thing gets anywhere close to 240, that's when you need to be on the lookout for it to crash, crash, crash. And so we're what, like, I was going to say jockeying. It doesn't sound right. We're stewarding, maybe jockeying. I don't know. Is that right? Is that context fit? Somebody, I need an English grammar specialist. um, we're jockeying this prophetic word. All right. And I'm sorry, we're jockeying this last leg of the upward momentum before this crash. That's where we're at right now, I believe. And I just got to be, listen, Jeff. I got to give props to Jeff, man. Can I just, like, seriously, you community members are such a help sometimes because Jeff pointed out on my last live the dream that I had where I saw and even drew out what we're seeing on the charts right now. So I'm going to pull it up. So I drew out what we are seeing on the charts. And it's crazy that if you look at what I drew, it's like a bull flag, but I didn't see that in my dream. What I saw was this upward green, and then I saw this like when I got in the trade, it would go up and then it would basically start to descend, and I was getting discouraged. And I remember saying to myself in the dream, this is where you normally get out, and then it blows, right? And so I said, I'm going to stay in. And then in my next leg of my dream, I saw 62 cents on XLM. Remember that. So I believe the Lord was saying, because you stayed in, you're going to get to see 62 cents. And then, right? Then you have, okay, where are we? Is this not doing anything? Hang on a second. Sometimes this screen, it's doing something. It's coming back down inside the trend line. However, I'm going to show you. Remember what I drew. I'm going to show this to you guys one time. We did it on the last live, but I'm just going to, for those who didn't see it, remember this upward and then the downward, lagging, slow, descending wedge, right? Boom. Then, if you look at the charts, ever since that dream, this is what we're seeing. This is the green flagpole, and here is the slow descending wedge, exactly like what was in my dream just 3 days before this started to occur. 3 days. Boom. And we are in this mess right now. But and I, like I said, I didn't even notice that I was drawing a bull flag. I was just trying to show you what was in my dream and that I was feeling discouragement. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have been fighting off discouragement on this last leg because I've just been like, man, this is taking so long, much longer than I would have expected. I like the glory mountaintop experiences, guys. I've been tried by fire. Okay, don't get me wrong. I've been tried by fire, and however, it's there comes these points where you just got to get on your face and be like, oh Jesus, oh Jesus. And so that's kind of like, where I'm at. I need to have another one of those moments. But anyway, Ronald says Trump's son just did another crypto startup, World Liberty Financial, 1.5 billion. Well, we've heard about that. I got him, whatever it was. World Liberty Financial owns over 65% in Ethereum. See, I thought this was old news. Guys. Like this is, and that's what I just got on my response from AI. So, just bought a little more XLM. All right. Carolyn Dennis released a word today that when the volcano blows, your stocks will also blow. Your stacks, silver, and Iraqi dinar were mentioned during the same thought. Is she the only one that said that? Because I felt like somebody was saying that earlier on my live, and it might have been referencing the same prophet. Um, could XLM hit 67 plus cents by the 22nd then? That would be a fast blow off top. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Because it's been waiting, it's been, it's been priming this whole time. It's been like a rubber band or a bow that's been pulled back. So, yeah, I know about volcanoes blowing, but what about in conjunction? Yeah, we've seen all of these things. I'm not necessarily referring to them as a standalone prophetic word. Lori says, I heard Caroline's word too, but I'm praying that the volcano is not YS, which is Yellowstone caldera. No, Yellowstone. Okay. This thing is so. All right, I've done like 3 lives today. Yes, Yellowstone, but he said he would be merciful. Oh, wait a minute. You guys remember Brandon Biggs' prophetic word about the national park and the eruption? And remember, there was a minor. Yes. No, he didn't say Yellowstone, though, right? I don't think he said Yellowstone, did he? I mean, he did. I remember Brandon's. In fact, I remember him doing a recap video because there was an eruption in a park, a national park, and there was like this small one that occurred, which I believe was a prophetic tremor. And I think he connected it to like the revival or something. I can't remember. He's talked about just about everything. he did what? He said Yellowstone. Is that what you're saying? I'll take your word for it. See, that's what I was talking about. Okay. Timothy said, yes, there was a small one at Yosemite National Park. That's what I'm referring to. So I don't know that he necessarily said Yosemite, though. I think he said a national park. And then I think when this small one erupted, he did that recap video saying that this may have been the fulfillment, but it may not be. Brandon Biggs started off today talking about XRP, worth a watch. Well, all righty then. Kevin, do me a favor. I'm not going to go watch it. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't have the time. You've seen me come on 3 times today. I've got work to do, and I've already taken up too much of that time to come on and be with you guys. So watch this. Kevin, comment in the comments and let me know what you think is going to happen based upon what I'm sorry. Don't let me know what you think is going to happen. Let me know what you remember Brandon saying. Let's stick with that. I was reading something and I was getting distracted, and then I was like, wait a minute, I don't actually want to say that. Let me know what you remember Brandon saying about XRP, and then I'll just take your comment instead of going have to watch the video. Please. All right, let's get back to this while we're waiting. We are definitely back down inside the... Might as well do this with you guys. Big said on 7-1 Yosemite Park. Okay. It's back down inside. You dirty dog. You keep making me come on this live. But either way, look at this last trend line. It's still, I'm not even gonna mess with these ones anymore, guys. Because it's like it's forming an entirely new one right here on the edge. Because it is really showing us that its countdown is literally in its final stages. This is very bullish, guys. I'm just saying. I mean, it's on a low timeline, so it's not that bullish, but I think that's where you need somebody that gets paid more than I do, in trading, because these are not, this is my amateur analysis, guys. I'm just giving you my best. But if it does, then you could probably say it was pretty good. All right, I'm going to jump off, guys. I got some work to do. All right, blessings. Probably go on for a fourth time today. Take care. Bye-bye. Wait, did Kevin, did he say anything? XRP was a tool. Okay, all right. XRP was a tulip bulb. The first green sprouting has just begun, and it is a long way from forming a full tulip. But the life overgrown has just begun. Okay. Stay on. He's like, I think it's going to happen today. Oh my gosh. That's funny. Kim Clement's season prophecy says there will be 2 earthquakes and eruptions, a volcano. God will contain that which was meant to be destructive in this nation. Correct. I'm calling it. You'll be back in 20 minutes. So Ben's build says 51 cents is next. That's exactly what the Lord showed me in my dream. You remember this? Do you remember this? Okay, listen, I'm actually amazed at how many dreams I've had about XLM, to be honest with you. I've gotten more insights on this XLM run, surprisingly, than I would have expected. And the way that he's done it has been extraordinary. It's almost intensified, like with the way that, because the BTC he showed me at 76K. And then remember, I looked and went and saw when that hit 76K. And that was the day that XRP was down to 161, confirming that he's showing me about this crash that's coming. Then he showed me my account size in XLM. And I said, well, wait a minute, where would that price have to be at that number of my dollar amount? And I went and looked, and it was 51.40, which is the next line of resistance. Ironically, God was showing me, I'm telling you. So next stop after this breakout is going to be 51.40. And, this better take the altcoins up with it. It normally does. And guys, remember, who was that other guy? Who was the other guy who said that Bitcoin would go to 136 and then crash? He keeps popping on here, and I can't remember. Like, he just keeps saying it, and that would be consistent, is all I'm saying. However, you have to be careful. Like if it goes to 136 to freak out immediately, because we still have to wait for XLM to go to the numbers that were prophesied as well. God's giving a lot of specific insights about this particular leg. Not quite sure what this is about. Yeah, but first it's got to hit 125K. Yeah, you think? Let me see where it's at right now. 122.7. 122.7. This XLM, I'm going to stop watching it for today, dude. Like, this has been so ridiculous. It really has. Just saw something. I need your guys' help here. I'm going to pull this up for you traders. I need all the traders on the line to tell me oh, that's what I thought the last 3 times I've been on today. Watch this, guys. I want you to tell me right now if what I'm seeing is what I think I'm seeing. This is the 4-hour chart on XLM. Am I seeing a W here? Do you see a W on the 4-hour chart, or does it have to be perfect and this is imperfect? Because if this is a W, that's a very bullish pattern, especially on the 4-hour chart. I saw it on the 1-hour chart. I saw it on the 15-minute chart. Then I saw it on the 1-hour chart. Then I saw it on the 4-hour chart. If this is a W, that's very, very bullish. And I just need to know, man. Give me a trader on the line. Who's my trader? And I'm not talking about TRAITOR. I'm talking about TRADER. I don't need no TRAITORs. But where's my trader at? Calm down, Michael. Michael's going nuts over here. He's like, ah! Okay, good. While you're freaking out over there, I'm over here trying to figure out if this is a W, man. Would somebody get on the line and tell me if this is a W? We ain't got no traders. I got 88 people watching right now. Okay. I mean, that's what I'm saying. And so that's really strong, man. That's really strong. I just got to tell you, W's is a big old thing now. W's is a big old thing now. Very bullish, very bullish. You don't mess around with no W's. Especially on the longer time chart. Watch this. Here's the hour. Whoops. This is where I first saw it, was the 15-minute. Whoops, when I had it scrunched up. And I was like, hang on a second. I said, is that a W? And so if I could see it on the 15-minute, 1 hour, and the 4 hours, that's pretty strong, guys. Just saying. So this thing's about to take off. I mean, listen. We're not following. Good night. Somebody wants to color. This is the 4 hour. That's because it's here. So this is the 4-hour. All right. Booyah. Let's do it. Bring it on, Lord God. All right, guys, I am out. Now, I'm still learning day trading. Yeah, for sure. Looks like a W to me, but my opinion means nothing. All right. We still need a breakout above support and confirmation, though, unless it just shoots up. Okay. We out here pumping ourselves before the rocket takes off. That's well said. That's well said. See you on the 2 a.m. stream. You guys are hilarious. All right. One last call here. Let me go see. First of all, I just want to draw this one final trend line. And then remember, because this is such a drastic, oh man, we're close, guys. It's basically telling us, like, because I have begun to form a new trend line, that bottom trend line has to be moved. And because of that, the breakout is even more imminent. I just can't believe it's still working it, man. Anyway, guys, I'm going to jump off here. We can pretty much assume what we're about to see. Remember, nothing's guaranteed. And see you at 4:45, and then we'll see you again at 51 cents. Blessing.